Another couple has chose to leave, but after hearing both sides of their story, who do you think's telling the truth? Mafs Australia, Monday the 21st of April, episode 29. We're going to start with Rhea and Jeff, simply because there's no drama and they're staying. Veronica and Elliot, everybody knew that they were going to choose to leave, but I've kind of got mixed feelings about this whole situation. As we know, Elliot ditched Lauren in day 2, and I couldn't stand him, but now he's coming out and saying that the reason he left was because all she does was bitch about the other brides. But it's easy for him to say that now, that he's been watching the show and he knows that that's what everybody thinks about her. Is that actually the case? Not sure. When they brought him back and paired him up with Veronica, I really liked Veronica to begin with, but I don't know if it's just how it's edited. But it seemed to be that she was the one bullying him and constantly on his case, especially when he had to write the letter about something that happened in his past, and he was talking about his sister, and she was like, oh, he didn't give me anything. And I don't think anybody really understood where she was coming from. At this point, I was thinking, right, okay, Lauren and Veronica are doing a really good job at making him look like a good guy, even though he's not. But I've mentioned before, like, his TikToks are actually hilarious, right? And when you're in charge of editing and posting, you can make yourself look whatever way you want. But I'm still confused. Like, I don't know if he is actually a good guy or not. I've seen a lot of people speak about when you're dating a narcissist and they push you, and then when you come back they make you look like the crazy one. And I think most of us have experienced this in our life. But the show really doesn't make it look like that's the case. They make it look like she is the crazy one. And I don't really like to say that, but just some of the things that she comes out with. When she came back for living with Dave and she wrote the letter and she was saying, oh, Dave done this, Dave done that. And he was a bit of a dick because he was like, oh, the restaurant experience. Like, she was literally asking for the bare minimum. But then the way she spoke to him, like, oh, do you think it's appropriate that you speak to me like that, Elliot? Do you think it's appropriate, or whatever it was that she said, right? And she is coming across as an absolute psychopath. However, he's maybe pushed her to that extent. At the same time, if a man spoke to a woman like that, there would be an absolute uproar. On the couch, Rhea was saying that she really got on with Elliot. He was teaching her how to play games and stuff. And she was like, oh, he's never asked me to play cards. And then everybody else was like, oh, he was playing Connect 4, he was playing games when we were away on the retreat. And they were all standing up for him. But again, when you're with a narcissist, they can be the nicest person in front of a group. Or even a psychopath. We see it with serial killers all the time. When they're in a group, they're like, oh my god, he's the most fun-loving guy. He couldn't be any nicer. He goes out his way for everybody. But then with their partner, behind closed doors, it's a different story. Now, that could be the case here. We may never know. But when she was saying, oh, he's never done that with me, he's never done that, and she was saying it in a really convincing way. So, I don't really know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, they both chose to leave. Beth and TJ are having the same problems as before. She thinks he doesn't fancy her, and he does. He says he's got to put more effort in, but they both chose to stay. Adrian and Athena seem to be getting on now, but we've seen a clip from Homestays, and the twin sisters got to get involved again, so there's going to be drama. The experts were grilling Paul a wee bit, and to be honest, I do think he deserved it, because even though I actually cannot stand her, I don't really think that he should have told Athena what she said about her sister. She says that she doesn't think they're compatible anymore because he can't be trusted. And he was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. What the fuck was he expecting? She went to him, well, it wasn't really a secret, but she made a passing comment about her sister, which was out of order. But he still shouldn't have said it, and then he's sitting there acting shocked as if he's the victim. Then we've seen a clip from tomorrow night, and I thought, here we fucking go. With her religious family. I've got nothing against people being religious, but don't come to me and say, oh, you can't have any morals, or what's your beliefs, or whatever. Like, I've got to agree with everything you say. Absolutely fucking not. I haven't even seen what happens yet, and I'm already raging just thinking about it. And okay, I get what the mum's saying, they're not married in the eyes of the Lord, so they're not sharing a bedroom or whatever, that's all fine and well. But when her auntie showed up, she was like, oh, is he good in bed? Fucking sending mixed signals all over that family. Anyway, that's a discussion for tomorrow. Jamie and Dave. Now, I don't know what was wrong with me yesterday. I was going through some sort of emotional breakdown, and I do think it's got something to do with like astrology and the whole moon thing that's happening right now. But yesterday I was just like flat out crying at everything. Every time I seen clips of today's episode and it was Jamie and Dave, I was just like, oh my god, poor Jamie, he's an avoidant. Like, it was so bad. Like, I actually had to come off TikTok because I keep seeing clips of them and I just started crying for no reason. Thankfully today I'm a bit more emotionally balanced and I didn't even cry when I was watching this episode. When I put it on I was like, had the hankies ready. I thought I was going to take a fucking mental breakdown. But when they got on the couch, the experts were saying to him, for the past 5 weeks you've been coming here, you've practically been skitting up to the couch, like, we thought that everything was fine, and then all of a sudden you're just turning off your emotions. And how do you think that makes her feel? And it is actually heartbreaking to watch. And I know I see a lot of people in the comments going, oh, how could you like Jamie? I can't stand Jamie, blah, blah, blah. Why do people not like Jamie? There's literally no need. Anyway, we don't all have to agree. I mean, half of those people are the people who were saying, oh, Lauren's really cool, Lauren's really nice. That tells us all we need to know about the psychopaths. When Dave came into the apartment and he was supposed to be trying to make things up to her, he was like, oh, you said things last night that hurt my feelings. Which is fine, right? He is allowed to talk about his feelings and say, look, I was taken back by what you said and I wasn't expecting or whatever. But he went about it the wrong way. He should have went in and says, look, I'm really sorry that I've made you feel this way and I'm sorry that I've upset you, but last night I was taken back and my feelings were hurt, instead of just going in and making it about him. But when you're emotional, you don't know what you're doing. I mean, he comes across as calm and collected, but that doesn't mean to say that his brain's not frantic. Do you know what I mean? I'm the opposite. Like, if I'm hurt or if my mind's going like that, like, you'll know. And Jamie was saying that when she's in a relationship, she wants that person to know like how hot they are and how much she likes them and do nice things for them and all that. And I'm exactly the same. But some people don't like that. Like, I'm all about words of affirmation and physical touch and all that. But some people they just want to be left. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to hear how stunning they are. And it annoys them. And it's crazy because you would think that somebody giving you comments and trying to give you kisses and all that all the time would be something that you'd like, but like, we're all different. Obviously he's saying, oh, I'm not there yet, I'm not in love, and she's saying, that's not what I'm asking, I'm just asking you if you're attracted to me. Like, why do you never initiate anything? And it's so sad because we had such high hopes for these two. She said at the start, oh, there's no way I'm writing stay, there's no way I'm writing stay. Obviously she was having an emotional outburst. And she did in fact choose to stay. And hopefully next week, which will be the last couch session. What the fuck? It's almost over already. Hopefully the two of them stay together. I can't believe it's almost over. And what makes it even worse is that it might actually be getting cancelled because of all the investigations and all that that's going on in Australia now. And they're asking for like unedited tapes and they're looking into the backgrounds of different couples and they're looking into what's happened to past contestants and stuff like that, and it's not looking good. And there's been people like resigning for their jobs and stuff. I hope it doesn't get cancelled. The last two times Big Brother Australia got cancelled, I was an emotional fucking wreck. Thank God it's coming back this year. So let me know in the comments what you thought of the whole situation. Do you think that Dave really does fancy Jamie? And what do you think of the whole Elliot and Veronica thing? Do you think he's just gaslighting the whole group, or do you think she's the crazy one? Let me know and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!